New breed, global truth.
Edgar Hoover today asserted that of the black extremist groups, the Black Panthers represent the greatest internal threat to the nation. In his report for fiscal year 1969, Hoover said the Panthers have perpetrated numerous assaults on police and have engaged in violent confrontations throughout the country.
Because of the violent actions of the leadership of the New Left, FBI officials concluded that some additional effort must be made to neutralize and disrupt this revolutionary movement.
The federal government, through 4 administrations, were running a terrorist program against dissent. Federal government, through 4 administrations, were running a terrorist program against dissent. Literally a terrorist program, major terrorist program. I mean, it started, it began against the Communist Party back in the 50s. Under Kennedy, it really took off. Maybe the Panthers were the most, the most viciously attacked. That's the most viciously attacked. At the time, we now know a lot from released documents. At the time, according to the FBI, the Panthers had 800 members. But they were devoting enormous efforts to destroy the party, because it was doing things like running free breakfast programs in churches and things like that.
Why were we the enemy? Why was the Black Panther Party the enemy? It still is mind-boggling to me. I'm trying to figure out what kind of brain thinks that those people, these people, my people, were the enemy. I still have a difficult time putting it all together.
They got to follow the leadership and the guidance of the National Guard, all under Trump administration, to curb crime. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's long overdue. I think they should do this in every state. Like wherever ninjas live, wherever ninjas live is where the National Guard need to be, because, the black man in today's day, he don't want to, clean up his own community. He's always waiting for the white man to come.
Free breakfast programs in churches and things like that.
And hate. Wow. That's why I tell you guys, you got to get away from black folk that are savages.
What kind of brain thinks that those people, these people, my people, were the enemy? I still have a difficult time putting it all together.
To me, it is not surprising, and maybe it's not surprising because of my 9 to 10 years of FBI experience, but the operations, the ability to get informants in the black community and organizations have never stopped from the 60s. And again, as the FBI supervisor said, why would you stop such an effective program? What action, what divine intervention had happened between the 60s and the 1990s that would make us stop this? The public revelations, that doesn't stop an operation that is successful.
So there was an FBI informant by the name of Mickey Windecker. Was used to derail the Denver Black Lives Matter movement. Now, this guy was riding around in a silver hearse. He was trying to get people to buy guns, lead people to police traps, and getting them to commit crimes so they can get criminally indicted.
They entice you because they have pictures and information on you, or with IRS tax reports, they entice you all. So it has not been difficult for them to recruit individuals in the black community, even in organizations that are fighting for righteous causes, for them to report on other blacks. They did it during the 60s when the racism was blatant, and they're continuing to do it into the 90s, and now these people who would report feel even more justified now because it's not as blatant as it was in the 60s. So I suspect everywhere I go that they know what I am talking about.
Now you're going to try to say that federal informants are dangerous, when federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you.
Federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you. Federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you.
What's going on, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a very important broadcast for you all today. I will go as far as to say this is one of the most important live streams that I have ever published. Given the severity of what's going on social media, it is absolutely paramount that I address this whole fiasco. At the same time, edify, teach, and really hone in on what's truly taking place. My goal is to bring forth clarity and truth. Now, I want y'all to stick around. There's a lot to react to. I'm going to play one particular video all the way through, compiling the evidence I have on these individuals who have spreaded false, horrendous rumors, allegations, and potentially fatal lies on the internet. As some of you all may know, these individuals have claimed that I'm building a terror cell network. These individuals have claimed that I'm recruiting a militia to kill white people. These individuals have claimed that I'm a felon, a convicted felon, carrying illegal firearms. And we got to bring all this out because these people are on the internet playing some very dangerous games. Very dangerous games. And I want to just really bring a lot of this out. So first and foremost, let's bring in that intro, man. They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our well. They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repented. They hate the fact that we're truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks, but these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. New breed. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's happening? So yeah, coming right back to you all with another broadcast. Listen, in this particular video, we're going to be addressing these suspected federal informants who claim that the feds only target criminals, right? So in context, that's what we're going to be discussing. We're going to be bringing out a lot of information, right? And on top of that, we're going to be definitely giving some commemoration to Fred Hampton, who was a real one, because a lot of people don't quite comprehend what happened to that brother. And a lot of what you see going on online with myself at the moment It's just a modernized version of what was being done back then. And I want y'all to see this so there's absolutely no stone unturned and y'all can truly comprehend what's happening here, right? Now, I'm going to be sharing a video. Now, I want everybody to get the likes up. Everybody, please get the likes up. This stream is extremely important, right? Not only is this a paper trail of what's taking place online, but everything that I'm about to bring forth is going to completely exonerate my name from all these horrendous lies. And I'm showing you that there's been a coordinated effort to gang stalk, cyberbully, and harass my platform and me as a person. And this is basically being done to destroy my image and cause me great bodily harm or worse. Because when you have people trying to say that they're going to have your home raided under false pretenses, they're hoping that the same thing happens to me that happened to Fred Hampton. So everybody get the likes up. I'm going to bring forth this video here. So y'all give me a moment.
Now he's saying that I'm a federal informant. Let's break this thing down, guys. Federal informant. If you're a federal informant, that would imply that I'm next to him. I'm not next to him, so how could I inform?
Crazy. Now, if I'm supposed to be a pedophile, right? Why would this demon be next to me? Could anybody explain that to me?
To be a federal informant would mean that I would have to have intel about criminal activity that he's involved in, and I'm reporting that back to the government.
What we're going to look at first, guys, is the video that he made today talking about the white guy that the feds pretty much already apprehended, right? The feds already got that guy. That guy is no threat to society no more. But this guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. But this guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. He's not supposed to own any guns. Said some questionable things, which is similar to what the white guy said in regards to his tweet that he wanted to unalive 30,000 black people.
To be a federal informant would mean that I would have to have intel about criminal activity that he's involved in, and I'm reporting that back to the government, which would imply that he's up to something no good. Think about that, y'all. Think about what I'm saying here. He's accusing me, Waves, Rollo, of being federal informants.
Ringo says if the feds see these videos, they will raid his house and lock him up for a long time. If he's a man of God, why he breaking the laws of the land? That's my point exactly. Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information.
My bad, y'all. There's some updates I'm making right now. I know y'all are ready to get to this material, but allow me to just reshare this video real quick, all right? Let's see here. All right. We got to run some of these things back just real quick. All right, let's go.
He's saying that I'm a federal informant. Let's break this thing down, guys. Federal informant. If you're a federal informant, that would imply that I'm next to him. I'm not next to him, so how could I inform?
Crazy. Now, if I'm supposed to be a pedophile, right? Why would this demon be next to me? Could anybody explain that to me?
To be a federal informant would mean that I would have to have intel about criminal activity that he's involved in, and I'm reporting that back to the government.
What we're going to look at first, guys, is the video that he made today talking about the white guy that the feds pretty much already apprehended, right? The feds already got that guy. That guy is no threat to society no more. But this guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. But this guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. He's not supposed to own any guns. Said some questionable things, which is similar to what the white guy said in regards to his tweet that he wanted to unalive 30,000 black people.
To be a federal informant would mean that I would have to have intel about criminal activity that he's involved in, and I'm reporting that back to the government, which would imply that he's up to something no good. Think about that, y'all. Think about what I'm saying here. He's accusing me, Waves, Rollo, of being federal informants.
Ringo says if the feds see these videos, they will raid his house and lock him up for a long time. If he's a man of God, why he breaking the laws of the land? That's my point exactly. Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch. In other words, what he's saying is that we're going to the federal government to talk about him. A federal informant would imply that you're guilty of something illegal that the government know about. So by him even alleging that we're federal informants would simultaneously put him in a position of being a criminal or being a part of a criminal enterprise that the government is monitoring because of their illegal activity.
Black activists and government informants. Throughout history, various black activists and organizations have been subject to surveillance and infiltration by government agencies, particularly the FBI, who sometimes employed informants to gather information. This often occurred within programs like COINTELPRO, which aim to disrupt and neutralize perceived threats to national security. Here are some examples of black activists and organizations associated with federal informants. Martin Luther King Jr. The FBI conducted extensive surveillance on Dr. King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, and sent anonymous letters attempting to blackmail him into suicide, according to the Electronic Frontier Foundation. They also utilized informants to gather information on the movement's activities. Malcolm X. He was a prominent target of the FBI's surveillance and informant operations. The FBI monitored his activities and sought to disrupt his influence within the black nationalist movement.
This black guy above is a felon, and he said something on camera that I feel pose a threat to the general public. So my point is this: why is this black racist YouTuber addressing a situation that involves white people? Let the white community deal with those people. The feds already got him. The feds were quick, and they were able to stop him before he carry out his diabolical plan. But now, who stops the black terrorists? Who stops the black criminals that are in the black community? Who stops them?
Now, Who stops the black terrorists? Who stops the black criminals that are in the black community? Who stops them?
So basically, this YouTuber is threatening to kill people in 4K. We're seeing this. Where's the feds when you need them? And again, he is a felon. He's not supposed to have no gun. So the feds need to be on to this particular YouTuber, because ain't no telling what he possibly have done or what he planning on doing. A known felon on YouTube making terroristic threats to pedestrians who park in a parking lot on video in 4K for the feds. It's things like this that the feds get a hold of, and then they pay you a visit at your house via your IP address. Care y'all to get all y'all weapons ready to be involved in a race war. That's what he's doing, guys. He want a race war to happen. He's basically saying, those of you that don't want to be recruited into his terrorist cell group, his terrorist cell army, you're a coward. That's what he's doing. On social media, he's doing this. On social media, he is literally recruiting people into a violent group, an army. He's literally recruiting his viewers, guys, to execute vengeance. He never told you to recruit an army. This damn demon, New Breed Global Truth, is a false teacher, a false prophet sent by the devil to recruit God's people into an army, a militia, to attack people in the streets. That's what he's doing, guys.
Ringo says that the feds see these videos, they will raid his house and lock him up for a long time. I'm telling you, man, these demons, their time is up, man. The feds gonna come knocking at your door. Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info. Y'all see his face. Y'all hear his voice. Y'all can ID him. I got all the intel, all the information. I'm tired of these demons running free, causing chaos in the world. Everybody see this. Let the feds see it. Let the police see it. Listen, y'all the content creators, take my material and put it out there. So why don't y'all go put this out? Everybody that's a content creator, take this information and blast it on the internet. Let everybody see it. Show it to your local law enforcement officer. Come on now. Stop playing with me. Where the fans at? Where the people to investigate this? Come on now. The police know. Law enforcement know. The feds know. The guy speaks lies. I'm not a federal informant, nor is Ringo. But this is what he's trying to do. Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info. The guy speaks lies. I'm not a federal informant, nor is Ringo. But this...
Somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
A federal informant, also known as a confidential informant, CI, is a person who provides information about criminal activity to law enforcement agencies, typically in exchange for leniency, payment, or other benefits. Black Panther Party, this revolutionary black rights group, was a primary target of COINTELPRO. The FBI used informants to infiltrate the party, sow discord, and disrupt their activities. Specific examples include Fred Hampton. The FBI provided information that led to the assassination of Fred Hampton and Mark Clark during a Chicago police raid. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC. This influential organization in the civil rights movement was also subject to FBI surveillance and informant operations. The impact of surveillance and informants. The use of informants and surveillance had a significant and often detrimental impact on black activists and organizations. Disruption and neutralization. COINTELPRO aimed to disrupt and neutralize the activities of black liberation movements. Fostering division and violence. Informants were used to create distrust and division within organizations, sometimes leading to violent confrontations. Discouraging participation. The climate of surveillance and suspicion instilled fear and could discourage individuals from participating in activism. Damage reputations and careers. False accusations and planted stories harm the reputations and careers of activists. It is important to note that while government agencies employed various tactics, including informants, to monitor and disrupt Black activists, the vast majority of those involved in the Black liberation movements were dedicated to achieving social change through peaceful means.
He's trying to play the victim. He's crying right now. If I, Ringo, and Rollo were federal informants, how come he didn't use this in his smear campaigns against us?
Brainwaves. I know you in the building because I seen you. Brainwaves. You've been throwing a lot of subliminals out there. That is true. This whole situation, and I'm just calling it like I see it. This whole situation between myself and Ringo, you were egging things on subliminally. This is a fact. And then you make a video today talking about people not making no videos talking about it. Now you making videos talking about there's some people over here who ain't made no videos at all. The only brother who didn't make videos was Brother Yawitazai. I told my brother to do him fall back. So what I'm seeing right now is a bunch of fakeness going on. And I'm just going to call it like it is. People want to keep stuff going. People want to keep stuff egging on. But they want to act like they want peace. Nah. Everybody can feel how they want to feel. I'm going to tell it like it is. And I ain't taking this one down. It's a whole bunch of damn Decepticons. And it's for one reason and one reason only. Because people are opportunists. People are opportunists. Simple as that. But my issue with you is you like to do a lot of subliminal stuff. And you like to egg stuff on and hide your hand. And I don't like that. You egged on a lot. It got started. I was okay with that. It is what it is. Not to mention brainwaves. I'm finding it hard to trust you anyway. I try to forgive and forget for certain things. Like, bro, you ain't making it easy. I'm not playing with y'all no more. I ain't playing with this clown either. This clown that's on your screen right now, who only wants to exploit a brother's kindness for views and likes.
If I, Ringo, and Rollo were federal informants, how come he didn't use this in his smear campaigns against us? Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info. The guy speaks lies. I'm not a federal informant, nor is Ringo. But this
Somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
all his content on his global channel now gonna be about federal informants. Look, y'all, these people are federal informants. This is how it works. Look, let me show you the breakdown of how federal informants work and how dangerous federal. Now you're gonna try to say that federal informants are dangerous, when federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you.
Federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you. Federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
If the feds watching, here you go. Here's your information.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
A person who knowingly provides false information to a federal agent can face serious legal consequences, including criminal charges, imprisonment, and other penalties, depending on the specific circumstances and the nature of the false information. Here's a breakdown of the potential consequences. Felony charge: providing false information to a federal agent is a felony. Imprisonment: the penalty can include up to 5 years in federal prison. If the false statement relates to domestic or international terrorism or certain sex offenses, the penalty can be up to 8 years. Fines: individuals can face substantial fines, potentially up to $250,000. Obstruction of justice: if the false statement is intended to obstruct or impede a federal investigation, additional charges like obstruction of proceedings under 18 U.S.C. Section 1505 could be pursued.
What's up? What's up? We are back. Now, I know there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm going to react play by play, blow by blow. And the reason I'm doing that is because, ladies and gentlemen, we got to realize that there's nothing new under the sun. The same thing the martyrs before us endured. Some of us are enduring right now in real time. And I have to do this because there's not too many creators really speaking on my behalf in regards to this situation. So this is what you got to do when you're being gang stalked. You have to keep all your records, use all the platforms you can use to put it out, and let it be known. It has to be public records, right? And the way that they're going about things, it seems like they're going to be the ones who are going to be the convicted felons. Better believe my reports have been made to the local law enforcement with all my facts, all my paperwork I have in order. So if anything was to happen to me, trust and believe they will be the ones convicted. And that was more than necessary to do. It's just a shame I had to go through that. It's a shame I have to go through that because I have these men who are upset on the internet spreading these lies. Now, I'm going to go through this play by play so I can truly break down what's going on, right? Because, ladies and gentlemen, these individuals are malicious civilian informants at the very least. Whatever they're doing is out of malicious intent to have me assassinated through proxy. And I'm putting this information out. And the work has to be done so people can know that this is unacceptable. They want to get on here and play games when people really die behind this kind of stuff. They want to get on the internet and think that this is a game. I had no issue with people criticizing my material, challenging my biblical talking points. Even name calling and poking fun. I don't care nothing about that. But when you start creating scenarios that can cost me my life and the life of my family, I have to continue on this course of exposing this type of evil because y'all are getting to see me being gang stalked. Y'all witnessing how it works. We've been talking about gang stalking for years. We've been talking about organized mobbing. And now you get to see it happen to me in real time, the type of things that these savage demons go through to try to literally destroy a person. Yeah, grown men definitely don't play games like this. But let's go from the top. And I know what y'all are here for. Y'all here to get the reaction. So let's go.
Now he's saying that I'm a federal informant. Let's break this thing down, guys. Federal informant. If you're a federal informant, that would imply that I'm next to him. I'm not next to him, so how could I inform?
Crazy. Now, if I'm supposed to be a pedophile, right? Why would this demon be next to me? Could anybody explain that to me?
Look, y'all see that this individual who I helped moved from, New York City to North Carolina. This image is from what, 2024. Meeting this person in person, helping this individual move from one state to the next. And this whole falling out with this individual is simply because I asked for payment for the move. That's all it is. I didn't know this guy at all. You know what I'm saying? Barely knew him, right? But except for online, which it was quite some years. So this person was quote unquote next to me, because if I've had digital coordinates with this person for years, this person technically was next to me. And there's no evidence. And seeing as how this individual has been, we've had digital correspondence for years, and he can't bring out any evidence of me saying anything terroristic. That should speak volumes in itself. If this man knew me for two years, about 2 years, where there was online coordinates, how could he get on here and claim I'm trying to build a terror cell network? Nah. So Let it be known. Listen, I'm just throwing the facts out there. But anyway, let's continue.
To be a federal informant would mean that I would have to have intel about criminal activity that he's involved in, and I'm reporting that back to the government.
So even now he's claiming that you have to be a criminal for the federal government to even target you, when we got a whole list of people from Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, you know, all kind of groups and organizations. Bayard Rustin was targeted, Black Panthers, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, Nation of Islam, Universal Negro Improvement Association, Congress of Racial Equality. All of these people were targeted, and none of these people were criminals. So that whole talking point is just fugazi, right? All of that is fugazi. And he really believes that he's telling some level of truth. No, all lies.
What we're going to look at first, guys, is the video that he made today talking about the white guy that the feds pretty much already apprehended, right? The feds already got that guy. That guy is no threat to society no more. But this guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. But this guy.
And that is an absolute lie. But getting on the internet saying this, that I'm a felon with illegal firearms, that puts me in real world threats. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my real life. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. And this is why I have to put it out there. I'm no threat to anyone. I'm no threat to myself. I want to live my life. Y'all got to understand that this is reality. This is what they're doing right now is horrendous. Must be addressed. And I'm hoping that you all see the severity of this, because my life is on the line. I done put in a lot of work for you brothers and sisters over the years to do real philanthropy work, real activism. And yes, I do proclaim myself to be an activist because of the work that I've done, the community work I've done. And this right here is dangerous. And I need to know that you, ladies and gentlemen, have my best interests at heart and y'all see what's going on here, right? But anyway, let's continue.
This guy is out and free. Now, if the feds is listening to this video, the YouTuber that's above right there is a felon. He's not supposed to own any guns. Said some questionable things, which is similar to what the white guy said in regards to his tweet that he wanted to unalive 30,000 black people.
To be a federal.
So let's make this clear. I have been compared to an actual terrorist who is set forth to unalive 30,000 black people. This is who this individual compared me to and said that the feds need to come get me. Now, this is very, very evil. This is very evil. And the Most High is watching this kind of stuff.
Informant would mean that I would have to have intel about criminal activity that he's involved in, and I'm reporting that back to the government.
Nope, that's a lie too. William, I believe his name was what? William Cooper, who was a federal informant against Fred Hampton. He said, listen, in his testimony, he made it clear. William O'Neill was his name, my bad. But William O'Neill made it clear that Fred Hampton wasn't doing anything, but he was giving intel. And, you know, the layout of his apartment, of Fred Hampton's apartment, is what essentially got Fred Hampton killed. And it was all based on false pretenses. It was all about what the media was saying before they executed an actual hit. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Which would imply that he's up to something no good. Think about that, y'all.
That doesn't imply that I'm up to something no good. We just show everybody who was targeted by the feds, who wasn't up to anything nefarious. He's uneducated. This individual is extremely uneducated. He doesn't know anything about what he's talking about, right?
Think about what I'm saying here. He's accusing me, Waves, Rollo, of being federal informants.
Ringo says if the feds see these videos, they will raid his house and lock him up for a long time. If he's a man of God, why he breaking the laws of the land? That's my point exactly. Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
But he's claiming that he's not a federal informant. He said he got all the info. Feds, come holler at him. Now, this is all based on what? That I never trusted this individual to begin with, based on their janky moves. And clearly, I had the right not to trust this person because look at what this person is doing now. Look what they're doing on the internet now. All because I put out a public record that I don't trust you. And then a little bit later on, I found out you were doing active witchcraft while online on YouTube claiming to be a man of God, but you had active sites where you were doing consultations, you were doing sorcery, you were charging people to do cord cuttings and psychic readings and tarot card readings. I called him out on that, and I called him out on being effeminate. But do you believe, Mr. Brainwaves, that means my life should be claimed because of that? Do you believe I should be killed by a potential dangerous run-in with law enforcement? Do you believe, do you really want me dead because of that? Do I deserve death? Do I deserve to be put on a Fed list because of that? And I can ask Ringo the same question. I help you move from one state to the next. I help you find your vehicle. I help you find a home you live in. And all I asked was payment to help you move. We had a falling out over a misunderstanding. Do you believe I deserve death? Do you believe I deserve to be on a Fed list? And other than that, on the YouTube side, I only reacted to the things that come out of y'all's mouths. I haven't fabricated anything. I haven't sensationalized anything. I haven't added any conjectures to anything that I've reacted to. Simply responding to what y'all said. Do I deserve to be taken from my 6 children? Do I deserve continued harassment when I'm asking y'all to simply leave me alone? Stop putting out false narratives, lies, and dangerous material that can have me killed. Stop doing that. Let's continue.
Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
See the hypocrisy here? The highest degree of a snitch is what they've displayed. He said, being a federal informant is the highest degree of a snitch. You all are you just proclaim to be the highest degree of a snitch because that's what y'all doing. And you're doing it with false information.
In other words, what he's saying is that we're going to the federal government to talk about him. A federal informant would imply that you're guilty of something illegal that the government know about. So
we've already proved that wrong. If I was doing something illegal and the government was already investigating me, ladies and gentlemen, I would already be in cuffs. I would already be locked up if I was trying to form a militia to go kill white people, as this individual said. If that was true, then I would have already been gone. But there's no truth to it. But the reason why I have to address these things, because on the social media side, people are gullible. And also you have literal race movements. You have race groups that will target me based on their false lies. It can cause me harm in the real world, is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. This can cause me harm in the real world, although it's false. And as an activist, Real 80 said it. I've always spoke against racism, especially anti-black racism. I've always spoke against racism, but I hone in on anti-black racism. I deal and build with people from all walks of life. I'm an individual who have a biracial son, and they're claiming that I'm trying to form a hate group and a black militant group. It makes no sense, and it's very irresponsible material they're putting out. It's very irresponsible. Let's go.
By him even alleging that we're federal informants would simultaneously put him in a position of being a criminal or being a part of a criminal enterprise that the government is monitoring because of their illegal activity.
Black activists and government informants. Throughout history, various black activists and organizations have been subject to surveillance and infiltration by government agencies, particularly the FBI, who sometimes employed informants to gather information. This often occurred within programs like COINTELPRO, which aim to disrupt and neutralize perceived threats to national security. Here are some examples of black activists and organizations.
And look, I want to just put this out too. You know, the interesting part is, and I want to educate y'all a little bit about Fred Hampton. And I'm going to be putting out some material on him, more material on him. But I want to put this out here. William O'Neill, who basically was the Fed that was spying on Fred Hampton, he was hired by an organization. Well, he was hired by the feds, and he had no knowledge of COINTELPRO at the time. So sometimes things can happen, and now what I'm about to say may be a little bit of a stretch, a little bit, but I want to put it out here because I weigh in all possibilities. Now, William O'Neill was a petty criminal. You know, he was stealing and carjacking and things like that, but the feds got a hold of him, and they just kept using him and using him and using him because they already had the leash on him. The point I'm bringing out is this individual, Ringo, we already have him on record claiming that he was cutting people up, stabbing people in New York. In one video, in one portion, he says he was a teenager. And then a little later on, another incident happened where he was meeting an unarmed man to, quote unquote, take him out. So he also alleges that he got caught by the police several times with these knives, and they kept letting him go. All I'm saying is it may be a little bit of a stretch, but all I'm saying is we don't know if he got some record that they decided not to pursue because they want to make sure that he's targeting our people. We don't know. We just don't know. Nothing is what it seems. It's what I'm trying to explain. But then you have these individuals like him who can be just willing participants, just outright participating in just giving false information to the feds, right? But anyway, it is what it is.
Associated with federal informants. Martin Luther King Jr. The FBI conducted extensive surveillance on Dr. King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, and sent anonymous letters attempting to blackmail him into suicide, according to the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
So they were sending a series of coordinations to blackmail Martin Luther King to self-deletion. And y'all wonder why I said the other day, I'm not thinking about self-deletion. Because I've seen these type of situations play out, and now I'm enduring it in real life. So I have to let it be known I'm not thinking about harming myself or others. I'm not thinking about harming myself or others, right? They said it was crazy when I said that online. He talking about harming himself. He's crazy. Something's wrong with him. No, I'm educated and I'm socially aware of what has taken place in our history. And I'm very much cognizant of my reach when it comes to my activism work. And I don't underestimate anything. I don't underestimate anything.
They also utilized informants to gather information on the movement's activities. Malcolm X. He was a prominent target of the FBI's surveillance and informant operations. The FBI monitored his activities and sought to disrupt his influence within the Black nationalist movement.
This black guy above is a felon, and he said something on camera that I feel pose a threat to the general public. So my point is this: why is this black
Hey, yo, shout out to what was that dude name right there? He gave $2 to speak his piece.
felon, and he said something on camera that I feel pose a threat to the general public. So my
Yo, shout out to Travis Gotti Boxing. Yeah, this black guy here. You know, we got this black guy. He don't even know his own, he don't even know who he is. But shout out to Travis, because he gave that $2 just to let him know exactly what he is. But let's go.
point is this: why is this black racist YouTuber addressing a situation that involves white people? Let the white community deal with those.
Now understand that this is a Panamanian raised man, right? Panamanian raised man. So this tether is he displayed having an extreme hatred for foundational Black Americans, for the record.
People. The feds already got him. The feds were quick, and they were able to stop him before he carry out his diabolical plan. But now, who stops the black terrorists? Who stops the black criminals that are in the black community? Who stops them?
So now I'm being called a black terrorist for promoting self-defense. And, you know, not too many creators are addressing this, but ladies and gentlemen, this needs to be discussed. I seen a creator join the chat, ask, could he react to my video? Yes. Yes, you may react. Because this right here needs public attention. This individual, it was one thing when he was having commentary about certain social issues. And the FBA community came together and they were, you know, contesting what he was talking about. But now, as a fellow FBA brother, what I'm explaining to y'all is this person is trying to do things that is to jeopardize my very life, my very existence. He's went overboard, right? And so we got to be on code. We got to be on code. For something like this, we got to be on code. Anyway, let's continue.
Now, who stops the black terrorists? Who stops the black criminals that are in the black community? Who stops them?
So basically, this YouTuber is threatening to kill people.
Never did that. Now, only thing that I did was say that I'm ready to defend myself if anything shady happens. If anything happens where I'm being attacked or anything, I'm willing to defend myself, and that speech is protected by the Constitution. I can talk like that. That speech is protected by the Constitution. I never looked at those people. I never said anything. So it's all lies.
In 4K, we're seeing this. Where's the feds when you need them? And again, he is a felon. He's not supposed to have no gun.
A lie.
So the feds need to be on to this particular YouTuber, because ain't no telling what he possibly have done or what he planning on doing. A known felon on YouTube making terroristic threats to pedestrians who park in a parking lot.
Now, do y'all hear this? Do you hear the wording of what he's saying here? Now do you see why I had to make my police report? Now you see why, because I'm trying to tell y'all how to deal with gang stalking and smear campaigns. You have to take every legal measure possible when somebody starts this type of smear campaign. They're trying to take you out. And we have to see what's going on here. Somebody said God will handle it, say less. Listen, if I was to remain quiet, then I wouldn't be obeying God. If I was to remain quiet and let this type of slander go out there, let this type of cyber harassment, bullying go out there, then the Most High would not work on my behalf. You have to put in work. You have to put in action. I will stream as long as I need to, as much as I need to, put out as many videos as I can to fight for my life and the safety of my family. This is what I'm trying to explain to people. This is not YouTube for me. People like Bree, leave it alone. You don't go back and forth. Do you think that I want to be discussing these individuals? No, I have to have my paper trail. This has to be public record. They left me no choice. That's right, Broken Matrix, you got it. Says, you didn't threaten to kill anyone. Right there. LOL, saying you got something in the glove compartment isn't a threat. Absolutely not. It's not a threat. Not a threat at all. But Ringo Rat Reactions is on one. Yeah, this is false reports he's actually giving false reports to the feds, and he's going to have to deal with the consequences of that. Listen, I'm telling you, you're going to deal with the consequences of what you're doing because your information is wrong, and you continue to push that narrative with absolutely no repentance whatsoever. Let's go.
Video in 4K for the feds. It's things like this that the feds get a hold of, and then they pay you a visit at your house via your IP address. Here y'all to get all y'all weapons ready to be involved in a race war. That's what he's doing, guys. He want a race war to happen. He's basically saying, those of you.
Now, they keep saying that I want a race war to happen, as if I'm the one who is putting out all the race-specific media that is created to divide and conquer. As if I, New Breed Global Truth, am putting out all this madness that's going on in social media. No, they want to start a race war. I don't want to start a race war. They want to start a race war. They do.
That don't want to be recruited into his terrorist cell group, his terrorist cell army. You're a coward. That's what he's doing.
That's a lie.
On social media.
And the content in question where he reacted to, I said nothing, no such thing, even remotely close to what he's accusing. Nothing even remotely close. Nothing even resembled what he said. But I do realize that his audience doesn't care about the facts. They just have an issue with me. Now, they're going to continue to lie, make smear campaigns, and do what they're doing. I'm letting y'all know right now, they're going to continue. And let me put this out here. They like to spin narratives and lies, but I dare them to react to this whole video. I dare them to play the material that I'm putting out right now and react to it. do a real reaction to everything that's being put out here. They won't do that. They can't do that. Only thing they can do is find new narratives, new lies. That's it.
He's doing this. On social media, he is literally recruiting people into a violent group, an army. He's literally recruiting his viewers, guys, to execute vengeance. He never told you to recruit an army. This damn demon, New Breed Global Truth, is a false teacher, a false prophet sent by the devil to recruit God's people into an army, a militia, to attack people in the streets. That's what he's doing, guys.
And that's what the Fed's doing right now. They just chilling. Now I want to stop here for a minute.
To attack people in the streets. This damn demon, New Breed Global Truth, is a false teacher, a false prophet sent by the devil to recruit God's people in.
It says once he is satisfied with the false narrative he has painted, he now calls New Breed a demon and a false teacher. He created this whole narrative just to call me a false prophet and a false teacher. That's crazy.
To an army, a militia, to attack people in the streets. That's
what the FBI is doing right now. That's what they're doing right now. They like, yeah, okay. Just for the record, because the paper trail, everything has been done. Trust and believe. Everything has been done. So they looking at y'all crazy right now. The FBI right now, what I'm telling y'all right now is the FBI is watching. And they looking at you guys crazy right now. They looking at y'all just like that. Because y'all want the FBI's attention. Oh, they watching. They're watching. See, y'all think this is a game. Y'all want to get on the internet and play. Y'all want to get on the internet and play around. This ain't no game. This ain't no joke. You playing with people's real lives.
what he's doing, guys.
Ringo says if the feds see these videos, they will raid his house and lock him up for a long time. I'm telling you, man.
Now notice he said, Ringo said. Ring wrong. Since Ringo said it, I'm going to go to my platform and I'm going to say it, creating an echo chamber. So based on what Ringo said, he's going to put this false information out, which now makes this a coordinated attack on somebody with false information. Right?
These demons, their time is up, man. The feds gonna come knocking at your door.
Y'all, time is up. The feds gonna come knocking at your door.
Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds.
Somebody send this to. So now it's taking a step further. Now you have an individual who's outright saying, we have an individual who's outright saying and inciting his audience, take it to the feds. Now y'all see what's going on right here. How these type of demonic rumors get snowballed. Now you see how this is snowballing, right?
Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here.
Don't make him do it. He the one that put it out here. He sounds real bold with this. He sounds real bold, like he's on the right side of things right now. He sounds confident, right? Listen.
If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
If the feds watching, come holler at your boy. But this same guy's claiming that he's not a federal informant? Wow.
Y'all see his face. Y'all hear his voice. Y'all can ID him.
Y'all see his face. Y'all hear his voice. Y'all can ID him. Fed talk. you see what these Karens are online doing. These little Karens, y'all see what they doing?
I got all the intel, all the information. I'm tired of these demons.
He got all the intel and all the information. He wants the feds to reach out.
Running free, causing chaos in the world. Everybody see this.
And this same individual also falsely accused me of being connected with a war criminal who is arrested in Liberia. Somebody whom I've never met a day of my life. Y'all know that I went to Liberia to visit Madam Vice President, whom was the vice president at the time, and her ex-husband was locked up for war crimes during a time where Liberia was in absolute tyranny. He claims, to try to add insult to injury, he also claims in a video that I somehow am connected to this guy and we out here doing war crimes. That's what he did. Somebody whom I've never met and never had any correspondence with a day in my life. These type of lies to what? Create a lie to make me seem like I'm a terrorist, a terror. And I've created a terror cell group. All these lies. Y'all see how defamation and cyberbullying and gang stalking online really works? This same individual right here on your screen claimed my newborn daughter was missing. He was making videos claiming that my newborn daughter was locked up inside of a basement and she didn't have food. These are the things that he was publicly putting out on the internet. Took images of my daughter, which was supposed to be a happy moment. She was just born. Took images of my newborn daughter and plaster her on the internet to push false narratives and lies right after she was born. These are the type of demonic things they doing. All what? Why? Do I deserve that because I never trusted this person and made it publicly known I don't trust you? Do I deserve that because I put on blast that you were actively running a site that promoted witchcraft while simultaneously on the internet claiming to be a Christian or religious leader? And then I said that you was effeminate, and you are effeminate. Look at the girly stuff you're doing right now. That's my opinion. I have the right to have my opinion. You can share your opinion on me. I don't mind you having an opinion. That's content creation. You can have an opinion, but when you go inciting your audience to get me federally swatted or raided, you have crossed lines that is to the point of no return. Do they realize how evil it is what they're doing? Let's go.
Let the feds see it. Let the police see it.
Because I'm at the gun range. Because I frequent the gun range. And they're taking all my firearm enthusiast videos, highlighting them, making it seem like I'm training for some damn race war. I'm training because I like to keep my family protected. I have the Second Amendment. And for those who don't know, I worked in the firearms industry for 5 years. I worked in manufacturing and distribution. I was a shift lead. I was management. The reason why, here's the crazy part. What they don't know, the reason why I live in Georgia right now, here's a little fun fact. I live in Georgia right now because I was transferred from the South Carolina branch to come here to actually run the distribution center. Oh, I got all my records, all my documents. Do I need to prove it online? Nope. I'm going to prove it to the people who matter. I'm going to prove it to the people who matter. See, when y'all put out these lies, that was a bad look. Because the burden of proof is on y'all. Y'all don't want to put these lies out on the internet. The reason why I came up here was to actually be distribution manager at a newly built facility. But when I got to the facility, there was a whole lot of work to do that didn't have nothing to do with firearms. And then they transformed our building, or our whole organization got restructured to only serving police officers, federal agents. And I lost passion in the work, because when I first was hired to do that job, it was a job where we could distribute to everyone. When they would come into our gun store, we would sell our guns to the little old lady who needs to protect her house. That's why I love my job. That's what I loved about the job, because when these people who never used a firearm come in to train and come in to look for one that will be suitable to them, and I can actually do customer service with them, it brought passion to the work. Same thing when I worked in shoe stores. I like to help other people when they're purchasing things. I've always been very good in customer service. And so, I'm a gun enthusiast. These are the type of things that I enjoy. It is a pastime for me. When I worked in manufacturing, I got to build these things. The lower and upper receiver, trigger guards, all of it, putting everything together, going into the firing room. Sometimes I miss it. Only thing I don't miss is how I had that ringing in my ears all the time. But I miss that job sometimes because of the people that I've met and the things that I've discovered and the skills and talents that I never even knew I had. And it showed me when I worked there, if you train me to do anything, I can do it. I'm a quick learner. If somebody showed me how to do something, and I actually pick up on it, I'm going to become great at it. So the point I'm making is, I worked in the industry. I understand everything about the Second Amendment. I learned on each side. I learned all of the laws, all of the codes, everything. And the irony of all this is, in Georgia, we got constitutional carry. So for them to be doing what they're doing is just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. For them to be making those type of accusations like they did when I was sitting in my truck, it's crazy when I know Georgia's constitutional carry. But anyway, no doubt. Let's get to it.
Listen, y'all the content creators, take my material and put it out there.
So now he's telling other content creators to take his lies and spread it. Now, y'all got to understand how serious this is, how serious of an infraction this is. Take his material and spread it, even though it's lies, even though it's false reports. He's telling other people to spread this to the feds. And they wonder why I got to react to this. They wonder why I got to set the record straight. Because not only do I have to set the record straight behind the scenes with my local law enforcement, but I got to set the record straight in the public space too, because this is my reputation. And I don't need nothing unnecessary going on in my community. I live in a nice community. And here's the irony of that. I live in a Black community. My community is majority Black and Spanish people, or Black and Latino people. And somebody said Brainwaves doxed my address. No, I heard that video, but he has my address wrong. But nonetheless, just to show y'all the evil. And he listed city and state. I mean, he listed city and state. Only thing he has right there is that I'm in Georgia. That's it. But the city he listed was wrong. So, but nonetheless, just to show you that they're literally trying to dox me. My actual address. And then the city he doxed, it for me, it was close enough. It was close enough. So, yeah, man, that stuff is crazy, man. But let's go.
Why don't y'all go put this out? Everybody that's a content creator, take this information and blast it on the internet.
Everybody who's a content creator, take this information and blast it on the internet. It's all lies. He's telling you to blast false information that can get me rated to all content creators. Y'all want to see how gang stalking works? This right here. I mean, they going on relentlessly. Mind you, this man just did a 10-hour stream about me. He didn't say nothing in there. It was just him just talking shit. I mean, he really didn't. It's like, you know, you just heard an angry bitch just crying. Like, it was nothing. I mean, he said nothing that he's even worth reacting to. And I ain't watched it. I just had people really hit me up behind the scenes like, yo, this man went live for 10 hours. I really don't care what they say, but when you start doing dangerous stuff like this, people are going to notify me about this because they have my best interests at heart. They don't want nothing to happen to me. I have people who really truly love me and care about my well-being. Yep. Somebody said it. Thank you for the contribution. This is a public persecution on you, but your faith in the Most High will prevail. Absolutely. No weapon formed against me will prosper. None of them will prosper. And I just want to put this out here because I'm standing against this evil. This is a smear campaign. And what I need is everybody to share this video. Everybody put the word out there. Everybody share this video. Put the word out there, what I'm going through on this platform.
Let everybody see it. Show it to your local law enforcement officer.
Show it to your local law enforcement officers. So, and this is based on what Ringo said, which created an echo chamber.
Come on now. Stop playing with me. We're the fans and we're the people to investigate this. Come on now. The police know. Law enforcement know. The feds know.
You know the irony of this? During the time of me actually shooting, I worked at the firearm range. He's taking a video in which I worked. I literally worked at the gun place, at the distribution center. I was working at the distribution center and doing YouTube at the time.
The guy speaks lies. I'm not a federal informant, nor is Ringo. But this is what he's trying to do. Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info. The guy speaks lies. I'm not a federal informant, nor is Ringo. But this...
Somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
A federal informant, also known as a confidential informant, CI, is a person who provides information about criminal activity to law enforcement agencies, typically in exchange for leniency, payment, or other benefits. Black Panther Party, this revolutionary black rights group, was a primary target of COINTELPRO. The FBI used informants to infiltrate the party, sow discord, and disrupt their activities. Specific examples include Fred Hampton. The FBI provided information that led to the assassination of Fred Hampton and Mark Clark during a Chicago police raid. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC. This influential organization in the civil rights movement was also subject to FBI surveillance and informant operations.
So that goes back to Ringo's original talking point about basically, you know, unless you're a criminal, you're targeted. No, they was targeting nonviolent school programs, bro. What are you talking about? How are you this uneducated? I mean, are you that much blinded by your hatred for black people or foundational Black Americans that you don't even think to look at the history? Yeah, what exactly did these activists do wrong? What did Fred Hampton do wrong? Matter of fact, I want to talk a little bit about Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton is on the cover of this stream for a real reason, man. He's on the cover for a real reason. Listen, I want to make it absolutely clear to y'all, man. Fred understood something that most revolutionaries miss. And that's you can't win without the people, man. All the people. See, he built the Rainbow Coalition. He united Blacks, Latinos, and poor white groups. Like the Young Lords, the Young Patriots. He crossed lines that the government wanted to keep divided. And they were going against the gangs, man. See, people don't know their history. See, man, listen. Unity is power. Unity is truly power, man. Unity is power. And I feel like there's certain powers that be that don't want change for the better when it comes to our people. See, under Fred Hampton's leadership, the Panthers fed over 1,000 children every week. We don't talk about that. They had the free breakfast program. We don't talk about that. And this same Ringo guy always talking about they will clean up their community. What the hell you think Fred Hampton was doing? And he got executed for it. What are you talking about? There's still programs that do for the youth. They just don't get highlighted that much. I've done philanthropist work. Y'all remember the food drives off of the Ohio train rail? Y'all remember the water drives that we put together from the Ohio train derailment, making sure people were able to get clean water after their water was contaminated? These are the things I actually done, bruh. When I say I'm an activist, I've literally done that. Me and my brother, you with this eye, we went to Africa giving them rice through the Love Note system, making sure they got bags of rice, making sure the people are fed. Like, what are they talking about? Our people always try to build our community up. See, let me tell y'all something. Fred Hampton not only had the free breakfast program, they opened up health clinics. They offered free clothing. They had clothes drives all over the city of Chicago. They provided political education classes. The feds wanted the public to think the Panthers was just about guns, even though, here's the irony of it, ladies and gentlemen, they didn't break no law. They didn't break no laws having guns. That was their Second Amendment. See, the feds, they wanted the public to think that it was all about them trying to be a terror group or something. But Hampton was about the infrastructure. He was showing the world that self-determination was needed in our community. And guess what? For some reason, people were scared of that. The FBI called him a radical threat in their own files. But why though? Why? Because a man fed you, educated you, united people, gave you pride in who you are as a Black person? What made him a threat? See, if enough people would have followed Fred Hampton, the power structure would have crumbled. Y'all remember Fred said it? You can't kill a revolutionary. You can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill a revolution. I am a revolutionary. You can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill a revolution. What are we talking about? Even if these devils were successful in taking me out, you can't take out the words that I put out there. Somebody gonna remember the truth that I put out there. Somebody gonna carry on the tradition. I got 3 sons. You think they're not going to come up knowing the truth? But I want to see them grow up. I got things to teach them. I got to educate them on their people. I got to let them know to never give up the fight. I got to let my sons know that you born into a war. Talking about some damn race war. We born into the war as black men. You fools. We the children of the Most High, born into this fight. And you got these race trading turncoat devils that want our people destroyed. Yo, these people make me sick. They are disgusting people. All because they got personal vendettas. Man, let's go, man. Let's go. I'm telling you, I'm getting hyped up, y'all. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking today.
The impact of surveillance and informants. The use of informants and surveillance had a significant and often detrimental impact on black activists and organizations. Disruption and neutralization. COINTELPRO aimed to disrupt and neutralize the activities of black liberation movements. Fostering division and violence, informants were used to create distrust and division within organizations, sometimes leading to violent confrontations. Discouraging participation. The climate of surveillance and suspicion instilled fear.
You hear that? Y'all hear what was said? They create division by what? Instilling fear of the person that they target. Just like they targeted UP Farms. Yo, they're building a cult over there. Oh, they stealing from the people, which is all lies, y'all. Nothing they're saying is the truth. We said that we were doing a fundraiser event for the land, and that's exactly what we used it for. That's exactly what we used it for. I even provided receipts of all the things that was purchased, because not only did we throw the jamboree, but all the items we purchased for the jamboree, those items still are on the land. There's generators on there. We didn't raise that much. You even got these people coming on trying to claim they know the amount we raised, although they had nothing to do with the organization process. Nothing. They're lying. Claiming that we stole from the people when we had to buy a lawnmower out there that y'all don't know how much cost, because that grass had to be cut. And our groundskeeper had other jobs he had. And we had to get an expensive lawnmower for 100 acres. They don't know how much it costs to actually tend to some land. We had to dig more wells. We had to get more generators. We had to get freezers out there. We had to get water pumps. We had to get lights. We had to get all these things. But they went and lied to the people and claimed we scammed some people. Nobody got scammed. It was a camping trip. It was a camping trip and a fundraiser event. We delivered that. Everything I said I was going to deliver to the people, I delivered. Jump houses, I delivered. Swimming pool was out there, I delivered. We had a stage. We had performances. I delivered everything the people asked for. And you got these devils trying to make y'all have some type of mistrust for me because they have a personal issue or a personal vendetta. That's of the devil, because that land initiative is beneficial for the people. That 110 acres is for the people, not for me. And I believe in so much in the mission, I have personally invested in it. I have personally invested in that land. I have personally put livable structures on that land. But this is what they do. This is what these wicked people do. Look.
Disrupt and neutralize the activities of black liberation movements.
They want to neutralize the activities of black liberation movements.
Fostering division and violence.
Create division and violence.
Informants were used to create distrust and division within organizations, sometimes leading to violent confrontations.
Sometimes leading to violent confrontations, and that's what they want from me. They want a violent confrontation with law enforcement. All of this sounds familiar because this is what has been actively done over a year. They created fear about my work. And And I'm actually about nonviolent, but I'm also about self-defense. I'm about self-defense, but what I'm doing, all my work is nonviolent. We're not out here trying to attack anybody. Don't tread on me. It's my whole thing. Just like the Constitution says, don't tread on me. We inherit the same philosophy. We have our constitutional rights, and that's what it is.
Discouraging participation. The climate of surveillance and suspicion instilled fear and could discourage individuals from participating in activism, damage reputations and careers. False accusations and planted stories harm the reputations and careers of activists. It is important to note that while government agencies employed various...
And that's what they're doing, and I am an activist. I made that very clear on multiple occasions. You have people who out here who like your Umars and your various people. I don't want to list a bunch of people, but I also will be considered an activist because I've been active in the community. That's all it means. I've been active, and I've been outright going against public injustices, social injustices. I've been outright embracing change in our community, as well as speaking in regards to self-sufficiency. Let's go.
Tactics, including informants, to monitor and disrupt Black activists. The vast majority of those involved in the Black liberation movements were dedicated to achieving social change through peaceful means.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to play the victim. He's crying right now. If I, Ringo, and Rollo were federal informants, how come he didn't use this in his smear campaigns against us?
Now, you know the irony of that? They reacted to a video where I was talking about being offered money from federal informants or feds, federal agents, I should say. They thought I was talking about them. I wasn't talking about them. And they made this whole video claiming I said they were federal informants. So they threw those shoes on. I never outright said it, but now I can say it because guess what? They are federal informants because they're trying to give information to the government. But what I was saying in my video was there were actual federal informants who made us offers. This is truth. I got all my evidence and everything. They offered us large sums of money. They offered us cash to help with the development of the land. They told us that their parents worked in a wiretap room for thus amount of years. They told us everything we needed to know to let us know that they are federal informants. They told us where the money came from, all of that, but we declined. We declined. So when I say that we were offered money, I wasn't talking about no content creator. They never offered us anything, for the record. Even though they said that they were going to invest, I believe that's bullshit. Neither one of these guys who came to our land offered us anything. They only said that after the fact that we had a falling out. I was going to put this in the land. I was going to put that. We don't need your investment. The land is for the people, meaning if you're going to invest in the land, it's for your structure. It's for your office. It's for your studio. It's for whatever you want to build. Your business, whatever you want to build. We're not asking you to invest in us. We're asking you to invest in yourself. So even if one of these content creators would have offered me a large sum of money or offered us a large sum of money, I would have declined. I'd have been like, no, I don't want your money. This ain't about that. You take that same money and you build what you want to build on the land. That's what I would have told them. If they would have offered us something, that's what they would have been told, for the record. Let's go. Brainwaves. I know you in the building because I seen you. Brainwaves. You've been throwing a lot of subliminals out there. That is true. This whole situation, and I'm just calling it like I see it. This whole situation between myself and Ringo, you were egging things on. Yep, he was the one. He was actually, Brainwaves was the one who pushed it. He kept throwing subliminals. He knew that there was a falling out, but he didn't know no details because I haven't told anybody. he just knew it was a falling out because he was just paying attention to social media. And he started instigating the situation. He would throw subliminals, so much so Ringo actually went in one of Brainwave's chats to call him out for it. And that's on record too. Before they united under the devil, before they united under Satan, Ringo actually called Brainwaves out for subbing. He was like, yo, you being subliminal. He was instigating. He was instigating. And he didn't know anything. He was fishing. He was fishing. But Ringo ended up taking a bait because he's seen it as an opportunity, ends that justify means. Let me team up with Brainwaves. Let me team up with anybody who has a vendetta against New Breed. And this is how gang stalking begins. This is how it begins. Anybody who ever had an issue with New Breed, I'm gonna shout them out. I'm gonna bring them on my show. I'm gonna super chat them. I'm gonna cash app them. I'm gonna do all these things. Whoever has a disagreement with New Breed, and let's form our own alliance to tear him down. That's gang stalking. That's online mobbing. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been standing on the internet by myself. And I've been dealing with this for a complete year. Now, of course, I got brothers and sisters who really rock with me, who keep me informed, as well as make sure I got all the evidence I need on these coordinated attacks. But this has been going on for far too long, right? Subliminally. This is a fact. And then you make a video today talking about people not making no videos talking about it. Now, I want to be clear. He was subliminally dissing my brother Uwitazar, my right-hand man, my brother. He was subliminally dissing that brother in the video, claiming everybody's speaking, but he ain't speaking. So I called him out on it on a live. And instead of him denying the accusations, he immediately was like, all right, yeah, I got receipts. I'm going in on you. He immediately jumped ship. I mean, he immediately jumped ship. It was like, damn, it's almost like when a Fed got caught. It's like, damn, my cover is blown. This person can actually see how janky I am. This person can see my alternative motives. So now, since my cover is blown, I got to start tearing this individual down. That's how it was, right? Now you making videos talking about there's some people over here who ain't made no videos at all. And I'm going to be clear for the record. Even after that stream, Uwitazar called Brainwaves. Brainwaves pretty much blocked him because what I was saying was true. Now, if what I said was false and that brother gave him a phone call, wouldn't the first thing Brainwaves would do is answer the call like, yo, what's going on with your boy New Breed? Why he online wilding? Wouldn't that be the first thing he do? Hop on the phone with the brother. He's calling you. Yo, bro, what's going on with New Breed? Or when you reach out to Uwitazar. When you reach out to Uwitazar, hey, man, what's going on, bro? Hey, man, why New Breed online wilding out? What's happening here? Did he do that? No, because he was a plant to begin with. Somebody say y'all too old for this mess. Listen, what I'm doing is building a case, a real case. This ain't about no drama. I'm showing you details of what took place so you can see where we at today. Too old for this, bro. These people are threatening my life, trying to have the feds raiding my home. They're too old to be doing that. Come on now. Let's go. The only brother who didn't make videos was brother Uwitazar. I told my brother to do him fall back. So what I'm seeing right now is a bunch of fakeness going on. And I'm just going to call it like it is. People want to keep stuff going. People want to keep stuff egging on because he was instigating. And Brainwaves was awaiting Uwitazar to speak up. But Uwitazar didn't have to because I was going to address the situation. but they want to act like they want peace. Nah. Everybody can feel how they want to feel. I'm going to tell it like it is, and I ain't taking this one down. It's a whole bunch of damn Decepticons, and it's for one reason and one reason only. Because people are opportunists. People are opportunists. Yeah, they was more concerned about building social media clout. They were more concerned with building social media clout than developing any land. This was about clout for them. They thought if they can create beef on the internet, that would benefit them. But it hasn't. You got Ringo over there begging his audience to watch Brainwaves. Nobody want to watch him. It's not working. He's literally over there begging, please, I beg of you, please go watch Brainwaves. They're not watching him. He talks too damn much. He talks too fast. He doesn't react to anything. Just a lot of conjecture. He cries the whole damn video. He doesn't put anything in context. Any video he reacts to me, he let me say one word. 2 words will come out, he'll start talking. So you don't even understand the context of what he's talking about. And none of them will react to my full material. They won't do it. They won't get on here and react to this full video. I promise you that. They won't do it. Because they can't. Simple as that. But my issue with you is you like to do a lot of subliminal stuff. And you like to egg stuff on and hide your hand. And I don't like that. You egged on a lot. It got started. I was okay with that. It is what it is. Not to mention Brainwaves. I'm finding it hard to trust you anyway. I try to forgive and forget for certain things. Like, bro, I didn't trust them. Didn't trust them. And now y'all see why. You ain't making it easy. I'm not playing with y'all no more. I ain't playing with this clown either. This clown that's on your screen right now, who only wants to exploit a brother's kindness for views and likes.
If I, Ringo, and Rollo were federal informants, how come he didn't use this in his smear campaigns against us? Listen, somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. I'm the one that put it out here. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info. The guy speaks lies. I'm not a federal informant, nor is Ringo. But this...
Somebody send this to the damn feds. Don't make me do it. If the feds watching, there you go. Here's your information. Come holler at your boy. I got all the info.
Y'all hear that? Let me read some of these super chats that I might have missed. I think Dawes says these two yellow-back clowns are going hard in the paint with their foolishness. Ringo need to head back to the projects. He got green grass now. His head got swole. Facts. Thanks for the support. Also, Davis W sent another one, says, and how Brainwaves audience take him serious. We had the nerve to throw them Gerber baby food uppercuts. Brainwaves super soft out here, man. All these guys are super soft, man. They out here trying to get the feds, man. They out here trying to put Fed cases on people, trying to get people's houses raided. Like, where is that cool at, man? Where do they do this at? The fact that I even gotta go on here and do this, people think that I'm just being immature and I want some back and forth and you too grown for this new breed. Y'all don't see what I'm doing right now. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all don't see that I'm fighting for my life right now. Y'all don't get what's happening. By show of ones, y'all completely understand why I'm putting this material out. Y'all completely understand why I'm doing it. Because I see little comments, y'all too old to go back and forth, and this ain't about, I don't want to talk about them. But this has reached a boiling point where my family is in jeopardy. All right, so the mass majority does see. All right. The mass majority watching, all right, y'all understand what I'm doing right now. Everything has to be cleared up. I have to be thorough with this type of stuff. I have to be thorough with it. And y'all gonna find out why I'm being so thorough here in a minute.
All his content on his global channel now gonna be about federal informants. Look, y'all, these people are federal informants. This is how it works. Look, let me show you the breakdown of how federal informants work and how dangerous federal. Now you're gonna try to say that federal informants are dangerous. When federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you.
Federal informants' job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you. Federal informant's job is to expose snakes and crooks and criminals and demons like you.
So let me get this right. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all crooks and demons, huh? Who was targeted by federal agencies and informants. They tried to get Martin Luther King to off himself. Do y'all see this? This is who he's disrespecting. All of the revolutionaries, martyrs, all of our people who came before us who made a difference was targeted by the federal agents. Fred Hampton was assassinated December 4th, 1969. Y'all want to know what happened? The Chicago police, in coordination with the FBI, raided Fred Hampton's apartment. Now I want y'all to visualize the day it happened. It was around 5 o'clock in the a.m. Actually, it was like 4:45 a.m. early in the morning. Now people are asleep at that time. They fired nearly 100 rounds. Fred never even got the chance to wake up. And then they claim he was drugged and couldn't wake up. Fred they never found drugs on his system, or they never provided any autopsy showing that Fred Hampton had drugs in his system. They executed this man in his bed while he was 21 years old because he was an activist. Exactly, real 80s. I didn't know this level of cooning still exists. The priesthood media says I made 2 videos about this today. Thank you. We need people to really talk about what's happening right here on social media, because ain't nothing new under the sun. They filled Fred Hampton's body with holes, fired 100 rounds while this man was asleep, y'all. And they think this shit is a game? What they doing on the internet? Claiming I got a terror cell network. They think this shit is a game. They think that I'm on here playing with them. They think it's about content because we content creators. You niggas is trying to kill me. You niggas is actually trying to kill me on here. Yo, Fred Hampton was brilliant. And it wasn't even just his words. It was his ability to build bridges with people, create programs, lead with love for his people. That's why they feared him, man. That's why they targeted him. The lesson, where's the lesson of that? We need more Fred Hamptons. Leaders who can organize and unite. Leaders who can strategize with some compassion. Because the revolution that Fred Hampton was talking about, that shit ain't fit. That's not finished. Pardon my language. I'm getting passionate about this because the revolution that Fred Hampton is talking about, it didn't happen yet. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not folding to these devils. I'm not going to fold. I'm going to continue to preach the truth. I'm going to continue to enlighten and wake my people up. I'm not stopping for none of these devils.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
The fans watching, here you go. Here's your information.
That's like the highest degree of a snitch.
A person who knowingly provides false information to a federal agent can face serious legal consequences, including criminal charges, imprisonment, and other penalties, depending on the specific circumstances and the nature of the false information. Here's a breakdown of the potential consequences. Felony charge: providing false information to a federal agent is a felony. Imprisonment: the penalty can include up to 5 years in federal prison. If the false statement relates to domestic or international terrorism or certain sex offenses, the penalty can be up to 8 years. Fines: individuals can face substantial fines, potentially up to $250,000.
So when them warrants come for y'all, and y'all the ones who leaving in cuffs, and y'all the ones who become felons, convicted felons, just know why it happened. Just know why it happened. Just keep in mind you did that to yourself, trying to kill another brother. Now, I want to show y'all something very interesting here. There's an interview with the man who was set up as a federal informant, leading to the assassination of Fred Hampton. Yeah, we gonna go there. We are gonna definitely go there. I'm telling you, this is one of the most thorough breakdowns you're gonna get on this subject. Here is FBI informant William O'Neill, right? And I want you to hear how he was recruited, what happened, and I'm gonna break down a lot of these nuances here, a lot of these little caveats, rather, that you can definitely match up with in modern society on the internet. Now I'm gonna let this ride out through some so y'all can get the basis of what took place, and then I'm gonna be chiming in. Hold on one moment. It's playing. Hold on. It's getting there.
Camera roll 3088, sound roll 341.
Okay. Bill, can you describe to me the circumstances under which you began working for the FBI?
It was in probably 1967. I was with a guy one night, a friend of mine, and we were drinking beer, and we decided to go joyride. And we jumped in a car and stole it. And we were driving around the city of Chicago for 45 minutes and decided to leave the state to go visit a relative in another state. And we had an accident out of state. And prior to the accident, we had walked in a pool hall and was shooting pool. And at the door, you had to register your phone number and address. And we wrote down our names and phone numbers, then went and shot a game of pool, and then came out and had an accident. We fled the accident on foot, messed around in the city a while, and then caught a bus back to Chicago. And about 3-4 months later, I got a call from this FBI agent by the name of Roy Mitchell. And he told me that he knew what I had done. And we went around a couple of times, and he said something like, well, you know, there's no need in you trying to bullshit me. I know you did it, but it's no big thing. He said,
yeah, he didn't do something that was too dramatic to the FBI, but they were going to use him. Just like I talk about, you know, this cowardly guy right here who could have literally been out here stabbing people, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees style.
I can still remember this dude's name because I sliced him up pretty good with a razor. Like I said, I've done some things I'm not too proud of. I've done some things. Let's just say my choice of weapon was always knives, right? Knives. I like knives, right?
So the point I'm making is they will use petty criminals. And this individual also openly admits that he met up with somebody who was unarmed to take him out. And I'm speaking of Ringo. He actually said that, his own words. So, you know, they a lot of times, and this may be a stretch. I'm saying it may be a stretch, but who's to say that he wasn't used to get close to what I'm building with my land? I'm not saying that's the case, but you never know. Maybe he got caught up and the feds actually used him. I mean, nothing is what it seems. But anyway, let's continue.
I'm sure we can work it out. And I think a few months passed before I heard from him again. And one day I got a call, and he told me that it was payback time. He said that I want you to go and see if you can join the Black Panther Party, and if you can, give me a call.
Can I just interrupt and
Yeah.
start that part about joining the Panther Party? But tell me again how old you were and that it was not that it was an FBI agent?
I think I was about 18, 19 years old. And the FBI agent's name was Roy Mitchell. And he called me up on the phone and recanted the crime, pretty much.
And I want y'all to think about this. This guy, Ringo, actually moved to North Carolina where the land initiative is. Like, he wanted to be close to the whole situation. It just seems weird. He moved out there to be close to the situation. And also notice that he was recruited around 18, 19, similar to the age where Ringo was talking about he was running around stabbing and cutting people. I'm just saying, it's not. I mean, first of all, they already federal informants because they're trying to give the feds information, false information. But could it be that some of these individuals are actually working for the feds? I don't know. You know, he openly brags about never catching a case, but he's also saying that he was running around cutting people up. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's continue.
I tried to deny it, but he had the evidence, and he said basically it was no problem, that we could work it out, that I wasn't any serious problems that he couldn't deal with. And a few months, 3 months maybe passed before he asked me to join the Black Panther Party.
Now, what did Mitchell ask you to do?
Well, he didn't give me any specific instructions at that point. He just said,
Can you say instead of he?
Roy said basically, just go and see if you can join the Black Panther Party. I understand they're recruiting Panther members. So why don't you go down to the office and see if you can join? If you get in, give me a call back. So the next day.
So, you know, you have these infiltrators say, hey, look, you got in a little trouble. I want you to go up there and see if you can join the group. Yo, what he's going to bring out about the Black Panthers and Fred Hampton is so alarming, because you would think that these guys were some radicals or something. But listen to what you may hear. Some of the things we've already said. So let's get to it.
I got on the bus and went down to the office of the Black Panther Party. It was located on Western and Madison. And walked in the office, about 3 or 4 Panthers in the office. And I think I was about the 5th member in the Chicago chapter to join. They had this big office building and up on the 2nd floor, they had about 5 or 6 offices. And very little personnel to run things. So positions, it was easy to get a position. So they appointed me as a security captain. That was the first time I met Fred Hampton.
So he was a security captain, and that he got the position that he really desired in the Black Panthers. So he's seen all about how the Black Panthers was about self-defense, right? So for the Black Panthers, it was about self-defense. Let's continue.
And he was the chairman and spokesman for the party, and Bobby Rush was the Minister of Defense. He was Huey P. Newton's deputy, which was a top man in the state of Illinois at that time.
What did you think about the Panthers at that time? What framework did did you understand them in? What did you thought about the civil rights movement? How did they fit into your understanding of politics
I grew up in a middle class neighborhood, and I had very little idea of I was apolitical. The Panthers I had heard of only from a recent article, I think, that had occurred in the paper. Huey P. Newton had just been in a shootout with the Oakland Police Department, and one of them had died, and there was a lot of press about that. But prior to the articles I had read about Huey P. Newton, I knew nothing of the Black Panther Party. In fact, the day
And so he didn't really know anything. He said he was pretty much a clean slate. He didn't know nothing about these guys. You know what I'm saying? So he was uninformed and uneducated about Black liberation movements altogether. And those are the people they like to use, people who are uninformed and uneducated. Just like a person who would go out on their platform and spew out that feds only target criminals, right? They need people that ignorant. They need people who really don't know the history, right? Uneducated people are easier to manipulate and control.
I joined, I was pretty sure it was just another gang, not unlike the Blackstone Rangers or the Cobras or something. I had no idea of anything about their politics.
What did you begin to learn as you did join, and what kind of information were you able to give back to Mitchell?
Well, almost immediately after I joined the Panthers, probably within 10 days, I began to realize that the Black Panther Party was a little bit more sophisticated than a gang.
Right. So he found out, like, yo, this ain't just a gang of guys coming together to do anything thuggish. So that shows you that the feds were interested. Why? Because they were more organized than just a regular street gang. The feds wasn't targeting the street gangs like that.
The orientation process, the attention they gave to the political climate around the country had me going there for a while. And at one point, well,
and also if you can look at me.
Yeah, okay. They had, I think the first set of reference books I saw inside the Black Panther Party was the selected works of Mao Zedong, which I had begun to associate with communism. And it wasn't too long thereafter that I started seeing books like the Manifesto, the Communist Manifesto of Karl Marx, and then the collected works of Lenin. And every night after the office would close, the Panthers would sit down and they would study these books. We'd go.
So sort of like a library group or something, a book club. Y'all hear this? They were having a book club. And see, look, let me say this, man, because this is how we build. This is how me and my brothers come together. Me and my brothers and sisters come together and we read, eat some food, read, talk, talk about what's going on in the media. That's it. Down in the suburb, they can have book clubs, right? But what do they fear? Educated men who know the history, educated men who have influence. That's a threat. Let's go.
To political orientation, we would read certain paragraphs, and then Fred Hampton and Rush would explain to us, the new membership, basically what it meant and what was happening, and they drew parallels to what was going on in the past revolutions in the various countries, like, for instance, China or Russia, and it was drawing parallels to what was going on in the current political scene within the United States. So they were drawing associations between the revolutions in the communist countries, as I understood it, as to what was happening in the United States, and so I understood them to be a little bit more sophisticated than a gang. I expected that it would be weapons and we would be out there doing turf battles with the local gang members, but they weren't about that at all.
They wasn't about that at all. They were about being educated to address the politics, compare and contrast. They were using history to get their talking points. What they were doing, they were developing their doctrine. They were developing who they were, right? At this point. All right. All right, let's go.
They were into the political scene, the war in Vietnam, Richard Nixon, and specifically freeing Huey. That was a thing.
Now you would, I assume, report this information.
Yeah, they were all about trying to give Huey P. Newton free because they believed that he was arrested and prosecuted under false charges. And so just like when you got a group of your brothers and sisters coming together and say, look, let's get this money together. This is how it starts. Let's get this money together to free our brother. That's it. That's just like similar. How do we lately have been uniting as a people, coming together collectively to help our people when there's any criminal injustice that happens. The tethers and the trolls and scoffers, they get upset. They start pocket watching. Now that's nothing new. But back then we used to rally together to free people, and you're gonna hear him speak more about that.
Back to Mitchell, did he have a response? Did he react to this?
Well, initially, Agent Mitchell requested very little information from me. It was a one-way street for probably about 6 months. I think he was, in every meeting that I had with him, he listened more than he asked questions. The typical meeting would be, okay, what are they doing today? And then I would just tell him what was going on around the office in general conversation. He said, okay, and what are you doing? And then I tell him what I was doing, and then he'd make mental notes. Sometimes he took shorthand notes, and then we'd depart. He said, okay, just keep me informed. And so we had a very loose relationship at that point because the Panthers weren't too active militarily, okay?
Right, but see, the feds can see something developing, and what they could see developing was having their own political power. They seen that these men were being educated. So they were off brat. They're being watched for trying to help their own people. Food drives and so forth. They're already being watched by the feds. But, you leave it up to the tether Ringo. He'll tell you that only feds target criminals, right? That's what he told y'all.
They were politically organizing at that point. They were recruiting. At that point, the Panthers were trying to, they had speaking engagements at the different colleges and so forth. So we were in an organizing process. And there was very little criminal activity as I could determine what's going on. Very little to report to the FBI in my mind, because I felt like since the FBI was an investigative body investigating federal crimes, that crimes were what they were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
tell me a little bit about how you felt about working for the FBI. What motivated you, and what ends you thought you were serving?
Well, in my community, the policemen it was the quickest way to gain respect. I think I grew up wanting to be a policeman, admiring and respecting policemen, although I always thought it was outside of my reach. My neighborhood was not unlike most people that grow up in Chicago. Most young people, we were very mischievous. And
so this brother here thought that, I can't even call him a brother because he was a rat for real. But William O'Neill says that, he really looked at being a police officer as some type of status symbol. And that's how a lot of these informants look at it. They really back the blue a whole lot. And it is what it is. But thank you for the support. Says, sorry you going through this. The beef they had towards you always felt off normal beef. Always dies down. But for over a year, every video, every single day, now it makes total sense. Exactly. That it does. It seemed like these individuals were trying to get close to gain intel, but when I seen them and I spotted them out and parted ways from them, they went on a whole smear campaign and a slander campaign. They failed the mission. It looks like they failed the mission because they have nothing, because I'm not doing anything illegal at all. Let's continue.
Did a lot of juvenile type, petty criminal type things, but stealing a car and all of a sudden having the FBI, having a case with the FBI that thought of having really going to jail got my attention. And so when he asked me to join the Black Panther Party, and he used terms, he never used the word informant. He always said, "You're working for me." And I associated him as the FBI. So all of a sudden, I was working for the FBI.
Look, he was a proud rat. Ratatouille over here. We got a proud rat. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's going to start getting a little bit funny from here, because once I go live for a couple hours and I really bring out my points on them, then the roast session begins. Y'all should already know how I go. I mean, listen, it's the Judah in me that got to roast these type of dudes for being actual rats, like actual internet rats. I mean, just rats. Yeah, look at these guys, and you know that's where they're going, because they're lying, and there's consequences. Just all out, just. I just can't. Look, they just looking for some cheese, man. They just, it's like, and then Ringo, he just a New York City rat. And New York got the biggest ass rats. It's just like Ringo just crawled right out the sewage, right out to the damn pipelines. Bro, one thing about it, like when we were growing up, you couldn't be a rat. Out of his own words, a federal informant is the biggest rat. That's what he is. And you a federal informant, but you doing it with false information. Yeah, he a big ass New York rat. They rats is built like raccoons. Ironic enough, their rats look like raccoons. He looked like a rat-raccoon mixture based on how he moving. Yeah, this right here is somebody called the Master Center. Damn, that's a good one. This ain't even a Master Splinter. This Master Center right here. I mean, this is sick. All because you can't win an internet back and forth with a person. You resort to, if the feds is watching, come get this guy. I don't respect it. I don't respect it, man. I can't respect that. I can't respect that at all, man. Nah, you William O'Neill, bro. You and William O'Neill got a lot of commonalities, bro. You and this guy right here, y'all think the same. I mean, you are the archetype for a rat.
Which, in my mind at that point, I associated with being an FBI agent. So I felt good about it. I felt like I was working undercover for the FBI.
And y'all gonna get y'all can get jail time for the false information you putting out. Don't say I didn't put it out there. You can get jail time for the information you're putting out there. So Ringo, you're gonna have to learn how to fight. You're gonna have to learn how to fight. I know that that's your worst fear in life, but the type of stuff you putting out there, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out just how inflammatory the things you doing really are.
FBI doing something good for the finest police organization in America. And so I was pretty proud.
Let me address this right here. Somebody says new breed at 207K, and they probably hating because they are below 200K. And well, listen, I don't think that none of that stuff really matters. I don't want to make this a vain discrepancy. I think it's a lot deeper. I don't want y'all to think like I don't want you to think like a YouTuber, like it's a YouTube beef, a YouTube spat. No, this is my real life, and this is something much deeper than YouTube. It's just that you, the general audience, get to be previewed of what's really happening. And if they are doing these type of things to try to clout chase and get YouTube numbers, that's just a bad look. If clout is that important to you, or you're going to jeopardize your own freedom to put out falsehoods, then that's crazy. Let me do this person a favor right here. Yep. Let's get them out of here. All right, let's go.
Yeah, great.
Angie Max,
Okay.
3089.
Camera
Camera roll number 3089.
Did you ever think, or did Mitchell ever try to convince you that the Black Panthers were a threat to national security? How do you understand what the FBI's interest was? You watch it.
Well, I think Mitchell, the relationship between I and Mitchell concentrated on the local activities. We talked very little about what was going on nationally early on in the game. Later on, when Bobby Seale and the guys would come to town, it took on a national scope. But right then and there, we were concentrated on the local chapter. And later on, I understood that his thinking in that regard, he wanted me to build up some credibility within the Black Panther Party. So he gave me a lot of room, a lot of leash.
So he was really in there, man. He got to see a lot of what was going on. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. One day, I recommend y'all watch this entire interview. I want to go more to the lead up of the death of Fred Hampton. I want to go more to the lead up to what took him out, right? So y'all can see just how crazy this is, what we seeing going on online. Just peep this.
Do I feel like I betrayed someone?
All right, so and then we can go into the psychology of the rat too. Let's go.
It felt like he was a focal point of a national agency to get him, and they were going to get him one way or the other, and he felt pretty much taken out of the game with 5 years. I think he was resigned to go into prison. He was resigned to not being a Panther anymore.
So there were already charges that were being levied because they say that he stole some ice cream to go feed the kids. And they were trying to give him 5 years for this. And Fred Hampton was reserved to saying, yeah, they're going to convict me. I'm going to do 5 years. And, you know, they're going to get me one way or another. That's how he was starting to think. So what was happening was Hampton was beefing up security. He was making sure that everybody was on alert. He was beginning to, you know, veer off from speaking engagements altogether. He was doing a lot less speaking engagements. He was completely apprehensive because he's seen the type of media attacks that were going on against him, right? All right, listen.
Let
me ask you about the Chicago police and the FBI. Do you distinguish between the two?
I do. I definitely do. I definitely draw a distinction between the FBI and the Chicago police. I have known quite a few FBI agents, and I've worked with them for the last 5 or 6 years, and they've never asked me to compromise my morals or my principles. Contrary to public belief, I haven't been instructed to commit crimes or provoke crimes or conduct burglaries or inject drugs in people or to commit murder. I haven't been. If anything, my association with the FBI made me a better person.
How did they treat you when you were relaxing with Mitchell? Were there ever any other agents there? Did you treat it as a peer?
Not only was I treated, I had been to Mitchell's home. I have held his child in my hands.
And see, that's what Ringo and Brainwaves want. They want to seat at the table. They want to seat at the table. They want to be able to go to the Fed's house. They want to, you know what I'm saying, be able to hold the Fed's babies and eat at their table. They just want to seat at the table. Them Ratatouille Negroes really want to be at the table with the Feds. Please pick me. I'm willing to throw down any liberation for my people. They want to sit at the Fed's table. And see, that's the psychology of a snitch. They really see these feds as some type of status symbol. They want to align themselves up with these people. And they like, see, they got this new breed dude. He going overseas meeting vice presidents and dignitaries. He building with the tribal community. New breed over here doing philanthropist work on his site. He over here, you know what I'm saying, doing land initiatives, bringing the people together, uniting the people. Listen, feds, listen. He's a black terror extremist. He's building a cell group. He's trying to kill. Do any of this sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? This is what they did back then. It's happening to me real live in real time. Y'all getting to see this. You're getting to see it in real time. I'm talking about some snakish, ratatouille, evil, maniacal, insidious type of attacks are going on online. And something got to be done about that. Something got to be done about that. Boy, I'm telling you. If the feds is watching, let them see this. Because guess what? The feds going to be right over their addresses. The feds going to be paying y'all the visit for lying. Y'all think I'm over here afraid? No, I'm doing everything I need to do to make sure y'all lives don't prosper. It's a damn shame I got to do that because I don't want to be talking about these guys. I got so much material that I can do. Y'all already know how I move on this internet, man. I'm always going to bring y'all new edifying material. I want to be motivating y'all. It's Motivational Monday. But for me today, Monday about business. I got to handle this business right now. And once the smoke clears and everything's settled, I'm coming back to what I do. The reason why some of y'all signed up. But this is life or death. This is a life-threatening situation. And I'm taking this extremely serious. I'm taking this extremely serious.
In my arms when he was 1 year old. I have been through the offices of the FBI wearing sneakers and a dirty T-shirt with Mitchell. I rode around with him in his car during that time. 3 or 4 months after I became a Panther, I've eaten at his table, at his dinner table. We had at one point, he was a role model for me when I needed one.
See, the Fed was a role model to him. The Fed was a role model to him. The Fed was like a father figure. And see, that's the thing. They go after the fatherless. And we know Ringo don't have no father. Never had a father in his life. He probably don't even know who his father is. And you could tell by his mannerisms. You could tell by the way he act. You could tell like he got baby mama energy. The nigga got baby mama energy. Like, you know, one of them baby mamas that no matter what you say, she got a response. And it be some bullshit. Y'all fellas can relate. He got rat DNA, baby mama energy. Like he just always got to say something to respond. He not a thinking man. He don't consider all things. He don't consider, damn, you know, even though me and this guy at odds, should I practice some type of emotional intelligence? He don't think like that. This nigga just blurt up. He just blurt out whatever the hell is in that retarded ass mind he got. And I'm calling his mind retarded because he act like he had brain damage. Whatever's in this man's mind, he just blurts it out. He just blurts it out. He don't think. He's not a thinking person. Yeah. He act like he ain't got no father in his life. And that's why he want a Fed to come console him. He want to sit at the table. He want a Fed to be his father figure, his role model. He hate black people so much. He like, feds, please. Recruit me. I need some good white feds to hang with. I want to get in the police car. I want to go ride in the federal agent car with tinted windows, and I want you to drive me around the hood so I could just tell me what I need to infiltrate. Tell me who I need to point out. Yeah, we know Ringo watching. He ain't got nothing else to do, but he's watching. Oh, he's watching. You watching me right now. And I'm telling you right now, the weapons, the arsenal that you done whipped up is going to come back. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire on you. It's going to backfire. Because this type of evil, the Most High has to answer. Listen, the Most High has to rectify this. Yeah, he want to be in a cop car with the agent. He want to ride around. He want them to buy him lunch. He want to go to the bar with the feds and sit down and just tell the feds everything he can think of. That's what he wants, even though it ain't nothing, because through our online communication over the last 2 years, if that's the case, if I was really a terrorist, he would have something. Surely you would have had something to give the feds. You don't have nothing but lies. Yeah. Yeah, he said it on his stream. He should have been an investigator. He said that a couple of times. I should have been an investigator. Yeah, he want one of them police scooters. He want his white fed daddy to buy him a police scooter so he can go patrol the damn black community. That's what he want to do. He want to patrol the black community with a scooter because he can't drive, or he just rides shotgun. That's what the feds, he want to ride with the feds, and he like, ooh, can I ride shotgun today? Well, sit your ass in the back seat. You didn't get us no information on New Breed. Well, I have to make some more videos. I'm going to make more videos on that nigga. We going to make him look like a terror cell group. He out here trying to kill white people. He don't have nothing. He just want to ride in the front seat with the Fed. Like, he want to go get donuts with him. He want to bond with the Fed. Ugh, nigga, you disgusting. You a dirty rat. You a dirty rat. Ugh. I can see Ringo now. Yo, can I ride in the front? You got anything new for us? Man, I got anything. I ain't got nothing new, but he went live the other day and he was talking about his concealed and carry. He's like, oh, shut your dumb ass up. Get out of here. No, you sit in the back. And if you don't bring us nothing, that little nice cushy home you live in, that's going to be gone. That nice truck you driving around, you don't get us nothing. If you don't get us nothing on this New Breed, dude, buddy, we're going to send your ass back to the projects. And we're going to charge you for knifing people up because you admitted it online. I suggest you get something on this guy. All right, I'm gonna do something. You gotta target him and you gotta trigger him. You gotta trigger him online. You gotta make him crash out. Just keep on doing your spell work and say, New Breed's gonna crash out. He's crashing out. When we got this maniac on camera talking about he's slicing dice people. Yeah. His panhandler mad he failed the mission. That's what happened. You failed. Listen, he rode in the front seat, all that. You are William O'Neill. That's what you are. You are a William O'Neill, federal informant. And now I don't even have to say suspected federal informant because we got you online trying to inform the federal government. You are a federal informant. Or we can call you an agent provocateur. We could call you it's a few things we can call you, legitimately call you. We can call you a federal informant. We can call you a malicious civilian informant. and we can call you an online agent provocateur. You are all three of those. That's what you are. No, not in a technical sense. No, literally, that's what you are. So go educate your audience. You react to this truth. You can't do that. Let's go.
I have held his child in my hands, in my arms when he was 1 year old.
See, the snitch felt good that he can hold the child of the federal informant. He felt like he belonged. And that's all Ringo looking for. He's looking for his tribe. He couldn't find his tribe. Let me tell you what this bitter Karen is mad about. The bitter Karen is mad because he couldn't fit in with the Christian church. Creflo Dollar did him dirty. He was taking all your money. You couldn't fit in with the Israelite community because you was too janky and you was too gossipy and weird. And now you like, look, I'm gonna get in where I fit in. I want to be with my people. I want to be with the Karens. Yeah, we got Ringo Brasco. He like, look, I'm gonna tear down anything black. Y'all heard him today? Or yesterday or whatever? That man said, you need a National Guard wherever ninjas live. You need to just put the National Guard wherever ninjas is at. Because y'all don't want to clean up your own community. That's what you did. That's crazy you did that. You just left the hood. What if the Most High judge you, send your ass back to the hood, and the National Guards hit your community? How you gonna feel about that? You ain't even out the hood a whole year yet. You out the hood basically a year, about a year, soaking wet. How would you feel if you wasn't out the hood and the damn National Guard was in your community, stopping and frisking, slamming your people against the wall, harassing your children and harassing you and your wife? How the hell would you feel about that? Nigga, you've been out the hood for 5 minutes and now you think you've arrived? You were just a dirty nigga in the hood, pulling knives out your dusty ass Bugle Boy jeans, stabbing people. And you admit this. And now you talking like black people need to be over policed. Now you want to talk against the Second Amendment. Nigga, we keep the Second Amendment because of people like you. This man openly admits that he cut somebody's face. Look, I'm going to tell y'all right now. If you out here $150 and people, listen, the Negro delegation, we hate you niggas. It's like, just shoot me. Shoot me. Don't try to cut somebody's face. That's psychotic. You literally trying to carve smiley faces. Listen, this stream right here is exposing this clown. He got the frown. He got the frown $150 right now. It's permanent. He got the permanent sad face right now watching this in the background. Your sad face is permanent because you out here cutting faces. You hypocrite. Flaming hypocrite. It's like, boy, let's go. Let's go.
I have been through the offices of the FBI wearing sneakers and a dirty T-shirt with Mitchell. I rode around with him in his car during that time.
See, that's what Ringo want to do. He want to have the polo bucket hat along with the with the Hawaiian shirt, and he want to be all up in the Fed's house. He want the polo bucket hat with the with the Hawaiian shirt, holding riding shotgun with the Feds, just like William O'Neill.
3 or 4 months after I became a Panther, I've eaten at his table, at his dinner table. We had at one point, he was a role model for me when I needed one. I mean, we had very few role models back then. We had Malcolm X. We had Martin Luther King.
And see, that wasn't his role model. The white man was his role model. And that's how Ringo is. Anybody who out here doing something speaking truth, like Tariq Nasheed, Louis Farrakhan, myself, other brothers that's in this truth. He hate them. They not role models. Nah, I need the white feds to contact me. That's crazy. Y'all want to be federal informants. Yeah, y'all are in federal informants. Let's go. Let's finish this up.
We had Muhammad Ali, and I had an FBI agent.
Do you want to be a policeman?
Not anymore. No, not a policeman. No, I've never wanted to be a policeman. The FBI, I think, are much more efficient, much more effective organization than the policeman. Yeah, Chicago.
That's a good question. Who are the heroes in Panama? Since old boy rock with Panama so hard, that's a good question. And also, I want to say this. What I'm about to say is some real talk. One thing that they got right, and it irritates me to even have to talk about this. One thing that Ringo and Brainwaves got right, and that is that people aren't supporting UP Farms. They brag about this all the time. And say I'm so honest, but tell the truth, people haven't supported. Not nearly as much as you would expect people to support when it's a land initiative for us to be self-sufficient. They're right about that. But they had a lot to do with that. They had a lot to do with that. And they bask in the fact that they caused any damage. They bask in the fact that they created any distrust with myself and all the brothers who are trying to build something for the future. They're very happy about that. That's one of the things that they seem to be proud of. Now, I'm not saying that UP Farms is going anywhere because it's a select few people. 110 acres is not that much. We will have the people who definitely see the validity and see what we're doing. I'm not worried about that. That's coming. Matter of fact, when we do an event in the fall, people are going to show up. The right people are going to show up. But I bring this up to say that they are proud to cause any type of damage, any type of harm to something that is positive. And here's the thing. They targeted the community with that. If you had an issue with me, you should have stuck to going in on me. But when y'all started telling lies, acting like somebody scammed somebody, and y'all was involved in some organization process, like y'all knew what happened, that's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, let's go.
The police are one thing. The FBI is another. Yeah, I see a distinction.
Do you think there was a loss?
Was there a loss? Was there a loss? Yes. I think that the slaying of Fred Hampton was definitely a loss to black people in general.
Wow. Wow. Even the one who set up Fred Hampton, even the one who gave the layout of Fred Hampton's apartment leading to Fred Hampton's assassination, even William O'Neill says, you know what? The loss of Fred Hampton was a great loss to black people. We talking about nobody was as close to Fred Hampton as this man right here. And he said basically Fred Hampton didn't do anything nefarious. That's crazy. Yeah, that's right, real 80s. Ringo showed up with plastic wrap Jordans talking about he was on the field. Talking about he was there. He was there with glad wrap Jordans claiming he got boots to the ground. That's crazy work. All to do what? Seek refuge from Pastor Dow and get some Fed intel. He was seeking asylum from Pastor Dow. This the same guy that was on the internet talking about Pastor Dow trying to kill him. And Pastor Dow ain't say no such thing. Only thing Dow said was, I'm going to meet you one day. That's what he said. I'm going to meet you one day. That shows you how scary he is. Pastor Dow and them were doing some gun training somewhere. This nigga went and made a live stream. Ringo is so scared. How many of y'all remember this? But how scared this nigga is? He would have made a live stream saying that they're tactically training to go kill him. I'm just putting my public record out here. They went to some gun training. I mean, ain't no way. I wonder if I could find that video, bro. Let me see. Hey, yo, if I got anybody that can send me the link to that video, send me the link to that video. I got to prove my point, yo. He's been showing this pattern of Fed narc behavior for a minute now. But it's like now I'm catching on. Now I'm piecing everything together, bro. He made a video claiming that they were doing tactical warfare to assassinate him. That's why Dow was like, oh, man, this little scared little shit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy work he did that. Yo, I'm gonna get that video for y'all. I just want to show y'all what the type of Fed work, because I'm not the only one he tried to do some Fed stuff with. But anyway, let's go.
He would have made he was a fine leader then, and he would have made a better leader. He was only maturing then. I mean, he was 22 years old. And we tried to develop negative information to discredit him, just like we did everybody else. We, meaning the FBI, I tried to come up with signs of him doing drugs or something, and never could. He was clean. He was dedicated. I've had private conversations with him. We got along pretty well. For about 7 months, I was his personal bodyguard. He wouldn't go anywhere without me.
So he knew the ins and outs of Fred Hampton, and Fred Hampton wasn't doing anything illegal. Even him having guns was not illegal. And this man got killed in his sleep at 21 because he was educated and had influence and knew how to speak. That's crazy.
I know Fred Hampton better than anybody, to tell you the truth. He was dedicated. That's all I can say to it.
I want to make this clear. I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated to my people. I'm dedicated to self-sufficiency. I'm dedicated to inclusion for my people. I'm dedicated to social change for my people. I'm dedicated to reclaiming our image through the image reclamation movement, because that's what I'm about, and that's a public thing. The image reclamation movement is done online in the open. That is my newest initiative. And when I get online and I educate the way I am, everything I'm doing coincides with my mission. That's something that's done in the open, the image reclamation. And I am dedicated to these things. I'm dedicated to the love note system. I'm dedicated to promoting social awareness and consciousness within our people. I'm dedicated to this stuff. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not harming anyone. I don't have any thoughts to harm myself or others. I don't want the feds kicking down my door because you got people on the internet lying. I want my ministry to prosper. I want my platform to prosper. I want to watch my children grow up. I want to teach them the ways of the samurai, which means the servant of the Lord, because in different languages, that's what a samurai is. I want to teach them the ways of the samurai. Let's go.
Some roll out.
Market, please. Do you think of yourself as a hero from what you did?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm not a hero. No, I don't think of myself as a hero for what I've done, but at the same time, I don't feel ashamed. It was
I don't know what you said last year. Public apology to you, Breed, for the things I said last year. I was completely wrong. Hope you accept. I do accept. I'm a forgiving person, man. I don't know what it is you said about me publicly or whatever the case is, but the fact that you can come into this live stream and acknowledge that you might have been wrong about certain things, that means a lot. That means you've repented from whatever it is you did. So, I mean, I'm not here to hold grudges. I just want to be left alone from these people who are trying to target my life and my livelihood. Right. V-Dub Boogie, you said it. Ringo is too dark to be an indigenous Panamanian. If he knows his history like I know mine, Jamaicans and others were imported to complete the canal. Panama was not a black nation, right? He could be. You know, there ain't no telling what island he's really from. And he may even be from the stock of Israel. He might be. But see, you have people who are tether adjacent. Even if his father is foundational Black American, he has adopted the philosophies of his mother. He's been raised as a Panamanian Black man. That's what he's been raised as. So, you know, this is the reason why you got him talking about meeting up with people who are unarmed with daggers, with a dagger to blood sacrifice. This is the reason why when anybody, you know, have an opinion or any criticism about his material, he tries to place curses on people. Talking about anybody who speak against him shall be cursed and all this weird stuff. That's not normal. That's weird. But anyway, let's go.
It was my role during that time. There were a lot of different roles, a lot of different positions. There were actually a lot of blacks fighting in Vietnam that felt like they should have been there and was proud to be there, fight for the country. I felt like there was a war here in the street, and I was recruited early, and I joined sides early, and I didn't straddle the fence. I gave it all I could, as long as I could. And then when I felt like I couldn't give anymore, I left. I excused myself. Do I feel like I betrayed someone? Absolutely not. I had no allegiance to the Panthers. I didn't even know what they were about when I joined. I joined at the...
See, that's what the rat do. That's the psychology of the rat. And in this same video, he's pretty much admitting that he was upset when he found out Fred Hampton died because he knew Fred Hampton didn't do nothing. So he's saying he don't feel like he did anything wrong, but he did. He gave the drop on Fred Hampton. But it's the psychology of a rat. They can't take accountability. That's the thing. There's no self-accountability.
Instigation of the FBI, who I had scant knowledge of. So, no, I don't feel like I betrayed anybody. I don't feel like I'm a hero. Am I proud? I'm proud of some of the things that I done. There were certain things that we done that prevented a lot of violence. There could have been more shootouts between the gang members. Every now and then, a suspected informant inside the Black Panther Party would be unearthed or detected, and we passed on information to get that informant out of the game. And so we avoided some violence there.
How do you think members of the Black community at that period?
And then something else we didn't know is the Black Panthers were fighting against the street gangs. So they were about our image too, because some of the street gangs wasn't having it. They thought that they would compromise their territories and memberships. The gangs thought that. So guess what? A lot of the weapons that the Black Panthers got, which you will hear that in this video, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. In this video, he talks about how the weapons were basically for the gangs. because the gangs wanted to adopt any young man coming up. You know, it's either you're going to join the gangs. I think it was the Black Stones. You're going to either join them or you're going to join the Panthers. So they had to get armed up. But guess what? Fred Hampton was so powerful, he was able to get peace treaties with the gangs. Y'all seen it on the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. He was inside the rooms with the gangs and they wanted to pop off, but the man was good with words. And then he seen that, you know, Fred Hampton wasn't no sucker. Like, look, bro, either we going to go to war or you going to let us do what we do. We trying to clean up the community. And the gangs had to respect Fred Hampton. The gangs had to respect him. See, people these days don't have a heart like that to go step up to the gangs. Like, look, I don't care what you talking about. We're going to do a youth program right here. We're going to work something out or we're going to swap it out. What's good? Pick one of your gang members. Let's shoot the fade with them. That's how much I want this for the youth. That's how it went. Like, run them ones. Give me them ones, because right here on this block, we're going to have to work out some territory. Y'all can go over there and do your gang banging thing. But this right here, nah, we finna do something for the youth. We finna put some food programs and drives in place. And then, you know what's crazy? When you hear these guys, Ringo in them and brainwaves in them, and they talk about they're no longer a part of the Israelite community. Man, you rat niggas was never a part of no community. Y'all was never a part of no community. What are you talking about? Y'all never been face to face with the people. Y'all don't go to any of the events. Y'all haven't done any philanthropist work. Y'all haven't done nothing. Y'all have not met with any indigenous tribes, any communities. Y'all done that. You niggas been on the internet talking about, I'm no longer a part of the community. What community was you a part of? You was only a community you a part of is the YouTube community. Shut up. Y'all a part of the YouTube community. Y'all never done anything but run y'all's mouths and try to tear other people's work down. You guys done nothing. Yeah. All y'all doing is turning these screens and monitors on talking. But I'm telling y'all, man, it's real.
Well, those members of the Black Panther Party, those members of the community that weren't informants, I'm sure that they wouldn't understand, but there was quite a few informants back then. Quite a few. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Feel guilty right now about it? I didn't feel guilty then. I was hurt because Fred Hampton died. I was hurt because a lot of other people died.
Exactly. All they do is do what I create them to do. Whatever I create, it gives them work to do. That's their whole platforms. That's their whole platforms, titles and everything.
The Panthers. There were a lot of Panthers that died in Chicago. Got killed needlessly and senselessly. At this point, I question the whole purpose of the Black Panther Party. It got a lot of people hurt. And they did very little else.
Mm.
I mean, if you associate the Black Panther Party with the civil rights movement, that's a mistake.
Mm.
In my thinking, they were necessary. It was a shock treatment for white America to see black men running around with guns, just like black men and saw white men running around with guns.
Now imagine this, we're in 2025 and these men are using videos with me and my constituents and peers out there on private land, shooting targets on private land in the deep South. They use that video to do the same thing that they tried to do with the Black Panthers. Imagine that in 2025. Them claiming that we breaking some kind of laws. It's like they're shocked just to see brothers coming together with firearms. But that's not breaking no law. It goes into the criminalization agenda that they have on us. We didn't look like thugs out there. We wasn't there with our pants sagging, with our fingers on the trigger, waving guns in the camera. Why y'all ain't speaking about that? People throwing bands in the camera, shooting themselves on Instagram Live and all of that. Why y'all don't have nothing to say about that? Y'all talking about some brothers who have all their licenses, all of their legal firearms out on some land, hitting targets on private land. And y'all try to make that some kind of terror group. Y'all niggas are some rat. Y'all are the worst kind of rats in life, bro. Bro. Rats, bro. It's disgusting. Rats that's going to end themselves in jail for being that damn hateful. Y'all some hateful rats.
Yeah, that was a shock treatment. It was good in that extent, but it got a lot of black people hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Personal costs. Was it personal cost during that period in terms of relationships with women or friends?
No, because the party was, the Black Panthers were communistic, and basically everything we had was within the party.
Mm-hmm.
When I joined the Black Panther Party, I developed friendships. I developed new friends within the party. I was closely aligned with what they were doing. It was only certain individuals that were of any interest to the FBI. The FBI never asked me about the Breakfast for Children program.
They never asked about the breakfast program.
They never asked me about the free medical program.
They never asked about the free medical program. Or the FBI wanted to avoid all of that.
They never said anything other than ridicule the Black Panther newspaper.
Only thing they wanted to do is ridicule the Black Panther News Party. See, that's what you got. They never say nothing about our philanthropist work that me and you with his eye have done. They never talk about us getting water for the Ohio train derailment. They never talk about us getting some private land for our people. They never talk about us going to Africa to get these land grants. They never talk about the work we put in. They never talk about us revolutionizing philanthropy, starting a love note system. They never talk about Newbury putting on for several Black businesses. They never talk about that. They only focus on my commentary. It's the same thing going on online. And Rollo, where's Charity? Why you SA that woman? Why you SA that woman? Why you call and scream and yell and threaten that woman? You think we don't have that? You think that there ain't no audio recordings? You think that y'all put this individual that y'all protecting, y'all think the truth ain't gonna come out? Rollo, why was you taking that woman's disability money? Why you threaten that woman? Why did you threaten that woman? Rollo, why did you threaten that woman? Brainwaves. Why do you continue to get online and slander that woman? Why did y'all make up rumors that she was getting passed around at the Jamboree? We got all of that audio too. Why y'all do that to that woman? Why won't y'all let that woman rest? Do y'all think y'all gonna get away with this stuff? Brainwaves, why was you charging Charity $50 to $100 for her to pray for you to pray for her? Why was you charging her for conversations, Brainwaves? Ringo, why are you covering up an essay? Brainwaves, why are you covering up an essay? Why are you covering it up? Why are y'all covering up an essay? Do y'all know what's coming? Oh, there's a storm coming. Oh, there's a storm coming. Y'all think y'all can keep on playing with God's people. Y'all think it's a joke. Y'all think it's a joke. But y'all the only ones playing. Y'all the only ones on the internet playing.
They never questioned their right to have firearms. They were only interested in Panthers that were doing other things. Panthers aligned to SDS and the Weathermen back then. Panthers that were smuggling guns into the city. Every now and then I'd pick up a locker full of composition C4. And the FBI was interested in tracking that type of weapon, you know.
So y'all trying to get me off the streets before the truth come out, huh? That's what it is? That's why y'all trying to get me raided? That's why y'all trying to get me killed? Huh? Y'all trying to assassinate me through the FBI because y'all think something about to come out? Huh? Is that what this really about? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, this bigger than the internet. Oh, this bigger than the internet. Y'all want to play games. Y'all want to play? Y'all want to play. I'm not playing with you. The Most High's not playing with y'all. You better leave me alone. You better stop slandering me. You better stop cyber harassing and bullying me. Y'all better stop this coordinated attack y'all got. Y'all better stop talking about this woman Charity in a negative light. Y'all better stop lying on that woman. Y'all better leave that woman alone. Rollo, you bet not ever threaten that woman again in your life. You bet not ever tell that woman that you got people watching her. Yeah, ain't that what you did? Oh, ain't that what you did, Rollo? Oh, how New Breed know I did that? Oh, I know what you did. I know what you did, Rollo. Oh, I heard you. I heard you tell that woman you got people watching her and not to F with you. You think you're going to get away with that? You think it ain't medical records out on what you did, Rollo? Huh? Talk to me. Y'all want to play? Y'all want to try to take my life? Y'all want to play. But guess what? I ain't got to do nothing. The Most High is going to deal with y'all. This ain't even about me, but y'all tried to make me an scapegoat. Because y'all afraid of something. Y'all hiding something. Oh, y'all better stop playing. Y'all on the internet playing. I'm not playing with y'all. The truth is going to come out. Uh-oh, y'all going to react to this video? Y'all going to react to what I'm saying? Y'all going to go to the full video? Y'all going to put stuff in context what's really going on? I think not. I think not.
Find out where it was destined to. You know, they were only interested in basically the communications we had with other militant divisions, splinter groups outside of the city. They never asked me about free clothes for children and stuff like that. No.
Did you ever develop any hard evidence the Panthers were involved in?
That's right. Show y'all audiences this. Show y'all audience this full live stream. Show them this. Let's go.
Well, the Panthers had a public coalition with SDS, but the under the Weather Underground was a different ball game. But then I knew Bernardine Dorn and those people before they became weathermen, when it was just
Ringo. Why you ignore all of the not even falsehoods? Why you ignore all of the moderators? Why you ignore Rebel for the Almighty when she told you Rollo was scamming? Why you block her for that? Why you didn't just set her straight and say, hey, you know, deal with that behind the scenes if that's how you feel? Why you block her for that? Was there a violation to be blocked? Or maybe she was putting something out there. You don't even know how to lead. You should have found out if there's any truth to what she said. Because I got the truth. I got the proof. Rollo scammed a lot of people. Rollo stole a lot of money. Rollo was using, I mean, basically, I got paper trail on him of all of the people that he scammed and lied to, people that he says he was going to pay them back and ain't give them nothing back. Men and females, men and women. So when that woman came out and said, yeah, your boy out here scamming, you blocked her for it. So you willing to hide their evil deeds. You willing to hide it. And then Brainwaves out here talking about he doing moon magic. We got that on camera too. He said it. He said, this that moon magic. Boy, you still doing moon magic? Y'all are sick. He said, this that moon magic. Bragging about being a head witch in charge. Back when he was doing witchcraft, he bragged about being a head witch. Why y'all cut off Ethereal because she made a video about Hulk Hogan? All she did was tell the truth in the video. Why y'all do that? Why y'all do that? Because y'all aligned yourself with white supremacy? So you mean to tell me that all of y'all got to have an echo chamber? All y'all got to utter the same thing? Y'all can't have a differences of opinion? So Ethereal had a difference of opinion when it came to Hulk Hogan, so that means she needed to be banished. Interesting. Very interesting.
SDSers. And I knew the relationships we had then. And the relationships were pretty tight. There was always, there was no hard proof. But who needed proof? I didn't need it. FBI didn't need it.
What would you tell your son about what you did?
I think I'll let your documentary put a cap on that story. I don't know. I don't know what I'd tell him other than I was part of the struggle. That's the bottom line. I wasn't one of those armchair revolutionaries, one of those people that want to sit back now and judge the actions or inactions of people when they sit back on the sideline and did nothing. At least I had a point of view. I was dedicated, and then I had the courage to get out there and put it on the line, and I did. I think I'll let history speak for me.
So there y'all go, man. There you go. And I just had to put this out here because, man, the truth will set y'all free. These people out here telling tales that they tell, lies. And I'm going to defend my name. If any more lies come on, I'm going to defend that too. Y'all can react to my material, but if you want to react to something, you react to this. React to this. React to this full live stream. Don't try to nitpick and don't have nothing in context. No, react to the stream. But y'all not going to do that, are you? Anyway, look, all praises to the Most High. Thank each and every one of y'all for joining, man. I've been going on for 3 hours. I've been putting this work for a reason. These are very important documentation that I'm putting online. Very much important. Now, I want y'all to be blessed out there. I have more material coming. Y'all stay safe. Shalom. Peace.